How to meet the love of your life. How I met the love of my life over 30 years ago. Hello, y'all. I'm Diana Brienne. So I got to thinking about the new year, and I got to thinking about, did I have any goals or, things I wanted to change or bring about or create. And of course, I think most of us do in the new year. Not really any changes for me, just more refining of how I live my life. And I love the way my life looks. I love the way my life is. And so I just want to refine it to the best of my ability, make great decisions as we go along in life, and just do the very, very best that we can. Okay, so I got to thinking about years ago when I had goals and, specific goals like I want a great career. I want to save money. I want to be fit and healthy, which I've always been into fitness and health. And how I wanted to find the love of my life. Well, this is interesting, but it was sort of when I gave up looking for the love of my life that the love of my life came into my life. I think often people think that if they are out there pursuing, that they're going to get what they want. I believe in being open to love. I believe in being receptive to the right people, the right circumstances in our lives. They don't have to be perfect, but they've got to be right for our lives. And when it comes to romance, I think romance is one of those things that truly come to us when we are ready and prepared and open for it. And we are busy living our own best life, whether it's creating our own careers, our own jobs, taking care of our health, taking care of our looks, taking care of our finances, taking care of our attitudes. What kind of attitude do you have? Would you be attracted to you if you were out there with your attitude? So often people think that they're not pretty enough, they're not good looking enough, they're not smart enough for love. That really has so little to do with it. I think when it comes down to it is, what type of person are you? What is your attitude? And that attitude that you have will draw in or push away relationships. So I think the first thing is check your attitude and get busy living and creating your own best life in every area of your life. Have fun. Create a fun, enjoyable, happy life for yourself. Be open to right relationships and closed to wrong ones. We don't always know who's right and who's wrong when we first meet them, but if we watch closely, people will often be able to determine in a short amount of time. Time unfolds who someone is. The morning that I met my husband, I met him at night. I woke up and I just knew that I was meeting my husband that day. And I went through the whole day and I kept looking around. I had no idea what he looked like, who he was. And that night he walked in the door where I worked. I recognized him as being my husband. He recognized me as being his wife. He called me the next morning. We didn't have a date, but we did exchange numbers. I think I gave him my number. I don't think he gave me his number. I think he asked me for, if he could write to me because he wasn't from there. His plane had broken down. He was only there for 2 or 3 days. It ended up being 3 days. So he called me the next morning and he said, "You're going to be my wife." I said, "Yes, I know, but call me back in 3 hours. I'm still sleeping." And he did. He called me back. And we talked for 3 hours, and then we got together the following day. He brought me a little cup of flowers. It was Christmas time, a couple days before Christmas. I have that cup today, still have that cup. Not the flowers, but I've got the cup. And I keep it in like a glass showcase that I have in my living room. And so the thing is that I was open, I was receptive, but I wasn't looking. I wasn't hunting for love. I wasn't hungry for love. I was nourishing my own self. I was busy taking care of me, developing my own self, enjoying my own life, developing and keeping my great attitude. I always had a great attitude. And I was just busy, living my best life. living my best life, creating my best life, having a great attitude, having fun, being open to the right people and closed to the wrong ones. If we let the wrong people in our lives, the right people are going to disappear or they're not going to enter into our lives. It's got to be the right people in all relationships. And not everybody, just because you're a right person, belongs in our life up close and personal. Not everybody are we meant to marry, okay, just because they're a good person. So it just was wonderful when I met my husband. Within the next year, we got married, and we've had an amazing journey together for over 30 years. Over. Okay. Has there been ups and downs and ins and outs? Of course, in any relationship, whether you're single or whether you're married, whether you have a relationship or it's just you, there's going to be challenges. There's going to be difficulties. The key to it is holding on through those challenges, through those difficulties, and working past those, through those, and do the best at preventing those by taking great care of all relationships that are important and meaningful in your life, especially marriage. So often people get married and say, well, that's it. I don't have to do anything else. I did it all before, and now I can just coast. No, you don't coast. You continue to invest and nourish and nurture any relationship, especially marriage and your family. That takes nourishment, ongoing, indefinitely. 30-some years later, I still rub my husband's back at night. I continue to nourish and nurture my relationship. I continue to discover something new about him, and I leave a lot for him to discover wonderful about me. It's a journey. Relationships are a journey. Okay, they are a journey. They're not a destination, and you are meant to enjoy them. And yet it's got to be the right person. If you hook up with the wrong person just because it's the right timing or you want to be married or whatever, it's probably not going to work out. It's going to be like trying to fit a couple pieces of the puzzle together that don't fit, or a totally different piece to a totally different puzzle in a puzzle that it doesn't belong. You've got to find the right pieces, and that's often God's job. And often that happens when we are busy creating and being our best self. We attract a reflection of who we are at some level. And so would you be attracted to you? And don't stop looking because you don't think you're pretty enough, smart enough, got a good enough career, got enough money, whatever. Those things play a very, very small part of relationships. Check your attitude. Check who you are. Are you living your best life for you? Remember, your best life is a journey. It's not a destination. We're always working. We're always creating. We're always developing. Are you doing the very best you can at this moment? If you are you open to the right relationships? Are you closed to the wrong relationships? Are you doing everything right to live your best life so that others will want to be a part of it? Are you investing in you, or are you just investing in other people? I believe in investing in the right other people, and yet I'm investing in myself, ongoing, indefinitely, because, well, who would want to invest in someone that didn't invest in themselves? Whether it's your education, your health, your looks, your attitude, your well-being, whatever it happens to be. So that's how I met my husband, and that's how I believe that, love finds you often when you're not looking for it, but are open to it, and you're busy leading and living your best life. Well, from my house to yours, may God bless you, and I hope to talk to y'all soon again, and Happy New Year! Talk to you then. Bye-bye.